Hey everyone, I am so excited to have one of my favorites from season 16 of So You Think You Can Dance, but today is also the premiere of High School Musical, the series, season 2 on Disney Plus. Stephani Sosa, good to see you.
It's good to see you. I'm excited. It's been a minute since I've talked to you.
I know, besides not even talking to you, I was trying to think, I think the last time I saw you in person was probably the one of the LA tour stops for the tour for So You Think
Wow.
You Can
Yeah.
Dance.
That was like a year and a half ago or oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Probably longer than that because I'm thinking that it was November 2019 that I saw you.
Oh wow. Yep.
Yep.
That's
Somewhere
crazy.
around there. All right. So I want to rewind because I think you came out in a very sweet spot after you finished tour. You already knew you had a job for season 2 of High School Musical. Although it was a shortened version that the first time around you guys tried to shoot. So take us back, if you can kind of remember, what was it like coming off tour and then going back to set at High School Musical?
So right after I got off tour, I hadn't gotten the official call that I got on, like I was back for season two. So I was so stressed because I was like, I want to do season two. And I heard that I was coming back, but no official call. And then I finally got the call and it was end of December, like right after Christmas. And then we started audition processes for new dancers for the new season in January. And I hosted those and that was so much fun. And then we started shooting right away, within like 2 weeks after that. So it was really fun. And then we filmed up until quarantine happened, and then it was no work for so long, for 6 months I think. But
Tell us how many episodes you were able to film before quarantine happened.
yeah, we filmed the first two episodes literally the day we were starting the third episode. They shut us down like that morning. I remember with it, like 103 was on all of our doors, the scripts and everything, and then they were like, we're shutting down, and they told us 2 weeks. So we're like, okay, fine, it'll be fine. And nope, ended up kept postponing, and then yeah. So yeah, so the first two episodes you'll see like everybody's in every scene, and then it kind of after that you're gonna see a little bit of a shift, but because
Gets a
yeah.
little bit smaller, so you guys had to make alterations, obviously.
Yeah. So yeah, other than that, yeah, it was I needed the break though, not gonna lie. Going from like so doing season one of High School Musical, so you can dance, then tour, then going right into season two, like I mentally needed that break. So it was a blessing in a way, but then also it sucked, not being able to film. So
I know that you were thinking a 2-week break is not bad. I'll recharge and I'll go back to set. And I think it was about a 6-month break for you guys, correct?
yeah, 6 months. So yeah.
All right. I have two questions on this. So let's start with the show question. What can we expect? It's obviously out today. I haven't had a chance to run to my Disney Plus and watch it, but what can we expect in season 2 that'll be a little bit different than season 1?
Well, I mean, as many of you know, Derek Hough is going to be on our season, which is so exciting because he's a dancer and like all of the things. And you'll see a lot of new characters and a lot of the side characters, their stories develop as well, which is like awesome. And there's going to be lots of music and dancing. So I would expect season one on crack.
I
That's
love that. I love that Olivia Rose Keegan has joined the cast.
yes.
I've covered her quite a bit through the daytime Emmys and things like that. She's fantastic young actress.
Oh, and she's so beautiful and kind, and yeah, it's crazy. We have so many talented people on our this season because we even have people that were on Broadway that were on Dear Evan Hansen that are also on our show now. So it's crazy. Like it's a bunch of just musical talented people. So it's fun.
Well, it's fun because once people kind of got an idea of what season 1 was like and the tone it set, because you're in on the secret. If you've watched High School Musical, this is not just for your 12-year-old friends. Like adults can watch this and understand like this show is pretty hilarious. So now everyone probably wants to be on it. They're like, oh, this show's really cool.
Yeah, it's funny. The humor is awesome. I had a hard time adjusting to the humor, but I'm like, okay, I love it.
How about for you? When you do season 1, you come in like with fresh eyes. You're learning a lot on how to work on set, work as a dancer on set. What experience did you bring to the table for season 2 that you're like, great, this worked really well in season 1? Were there a couple things you wanted to do differently as a dancer on the show?
I think after watching season one, I was like, I didn't realize how much we were seen in the back. And like coming back to season two, I was like, oh my gosh, like we matter, like we're there, we're part of the musicals. And so I think season two, I'm a little bit more invested in like just like with my energy on camera, if that makes sense. And then just like, I don't know, just being comfortable like saying lines as well, like definitely boosted my confidence and helped me in season two. Um, yeah, and I just learned so much on even doing So You Think too. Like I learned so much just like that whole year. So going back to season two, I was like really excited because I'm like, I'm ready.
Here. And you were working again with choreographer Zach Woodley and his assistant Alan Salazar. That must have felt like coming back home because I know you've worked with both of them quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I definitely felt at home, especially because we've created such amazing bonds with all of the castmates and the choreographers and the producers and everybody that like it just felt like I was going with my family every day, which was like the best job ever.
And I noticed that Madeline Mahasevich joined the cast. A lot of people know her from World of Dance.
Yeah, it was so she was at the auditions and everything, and so when she got casted, I was so excited. And it's funny because I ran into her in the bathroom when I did season 15 of So You Think You Can Dance because she went to the auditions, and I was like, "Do you remember? Like I ran into you in the bathroom and I said hi," and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it's just crazy how we like our paths just keep connecting and everything. So yeah, she's awesome.
I know it's fun to see familiar faces, and Andres did it again, correct? Andres
Yes.
Sunyate, fantastic. So we'll see a lot of fun, familiar faces. Can you tease like a fun scene that we can look ahead to, like without spoiling the storyline? Like maybe a fun dance scene or a
I
fun
mean,
moment for you?
let's say you will see some partner dancing. That's all.
Oh,
I don't
okay, I like that. Did you get to do any scenes with Derek?
To be announced. I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything,
We'll
but
just say maybe.
I mean, and there's
Maybe.
also lots of partner dancing. That's all I'll say. And like, I feel like since I'm a ballroom dancer, it's kind of obvious, but yeah, there's partner dancing.
How crazy were things this season with the amazing Olivia Rodrigo and that driver's license song that like became a mega hit?
It was crazy because like we were in rehearsals and like she was super excited about releasing driver's license and none of us had heard it before. And so when it did come out and it blew up, it was like weird because she came back to rehearsals and we're like, you're like the number one star at the moment. Like, but she just is like, it's so normal. And it's just crazy. Like she blew up overnight and it's just cool like seeing her like she's developed so much within the past couple months. She's like traveling and she's growing up and all this stuff. So it's definitely
He's doing Saturday Night Live this weekend.
that's insane.
By
That's
the way,
so insane.
I know I love that song too, and it was amazing. Even like on TikTok, every other video was that.
Oh, just yeah. So it was cool, like just seeing her growth and everything. It's definitely inspiring for all of us that are like with her because we're like, wow, she can accomplish amazing things. Like it's just it's awesome.
And it probably brings more fans and eyeballs to the show too. Certainly can't hurt.
Oh yeah, no. I feel like this audience is gonna be way bigger than season one because everyone's kind of invested in like the songs and everything from all of the castmates.
The outside drama and everything else.
Back with like, what's this drama? I want to see what's about.
I know, why not? See if you can see anything on screen. People love to like look for those little moments. So
Oh yeah.
I know the show's already been picked up for season 3. Have you heard whether you'll be back or are you still kind of waiting?
I'm still kind of waiting, but I'm very fairly confident that they will be bringing us back because we're such a big part of the show of the dancers. So I'm really blessed and lucky that I'm on that show, and I hope that they bring me back. But yeah,
And they're taping in the fall, is that correct? For
I
season
think
3?
so. Yeah.
And it really is such a blessing the way everything worked out for you, because I don't think a lot of people realize it's like you were doing season 1 while you're auditioning for So You Think You Can Dance. You were, and then you came on got cast in So You Think You Can Dance, did the tour. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable how the timing played out for you. It doesn't happen that way usually.
No, it doesn't. And like, I don't know if I told you this. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when I got cast for both shows, they both told me I couldn't do the other. And so I was like stressed. And then it just happened to work out that like the dates didn't conflict at all. So like it was such a blessing. So yeah, like that never happens. But I definitely prayed and prayed, and I was like, please, 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 I don't want to say no to either one. Yeah.
Well, and especially now, it looks like season 16 is the last season for now for So You Think You Can Dance. I mean, we're not hearing that, it's coming back next summer or anything, but
That's so sad.
I know.
Ah! I love that.
I'm glad you were able to do it though, because, if you were thinking, I'll just wait till next season and audition again.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I was like, I can't. I have to do it. Like, I'm already in it. I'm with Ezra. There's no going back.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I do have to ask the other big question, because I know you and I have talked about it quite a bit. Dancing with the Stars. You're always like,
Oh,
have you maybe thrown them an audition reel or anything? Have your agent submitted?
I'm in the process of putting all my materials together. So I'm just kind of like getting everything together as quickly as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I really do hope that, I don't know, like I feel like if I do dancing, then there's no going back to High School Musical in a way.
Right.
So I'm worried. That's my worry, because I'm loving acting, and like I definitely feel like that's where I belong. So I'm just kind of like being like, God, whatever you have for me, I'm here. It's always been a dream of mine to do Dancing with Stars, and I don't know for how long that's going to be around as well. So hopefully I, get on it. I don't know. That's also something that I'm like, stressful.
Well, it never hurts to submit your audition reel. I always say that. But if your gut is telling you, this is my thought, if your gut is telling you to stick with sort of the acting, dancing, sort of triple threat kind of situation, stick with that, because that opens even more doors.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for season 2, because you're going to see you're going to see a different side of me you've never seen. So I'm just excited.
I really can't wait, because I feel we just waited so long. All of my favorite shows obviously were impacted in some way, shape, or form by the pandemic. And it just makes me even more excited to know, like, they're back, they're finally here. And I'm glad you guys were able to go through the pandemic safely. Did you guys have to shut down at all, or nothing too bad?
So when we started going back to filming, there were a couple scares we did have where we were like, ooh, someone tested positive, we kind of have to shut down. And there was a period where we did shut down for 2 weeks, and then we were back up again. But yeah, it was definitely scary, because you didn't want to be the one to shut people down. So I definitely lived a nun life for like 6 months. I didn't go to the gym. I came to and from set. We weren't allowed to like post with anybody. We were only allowed to like be with our families that we lived with. So it was definitely very isolated, which sucked, because I feel like filming High School Musical 1 was so much fun, because everyone was together all the time. But I was just happy to be working. So yeah, we did shut down a couple times, but we kept going, which I'm really grateful.
And you're very social, so I'm sure being at home all the time was hard for you.
Yeah, it was really hard.
I was like, I know you. You'd be like, no.
I did just like was like, can I just make TikToks? I'll try my best. I was outdoors a lot, so that was my saving grace right there.
That certainly helps. What did the shutdown sort of teach you about yourself? What did it remind you of?
I will say I'm a completely different person. I think my priorities changed drastically. And I don't know, I have a more of appreciation for the life I have, because a lot of people weren't lucky enough to like continue working after, or it's going to be harder for dancers in the industry to even like book jobs again. So I'm just really grateful, and like I think I'm taking it a different approach, and so I don't know, I just have a more appreciation for my life, my family, and yeah, I feel like 2020 definitely changed everybody. I know everyone says that, but like when I say I'm a different person than I was pre-COVID. So
amazing. And I know you're in Utah. Are you going to stick to Utah for now? And then, I mean, you're doing really well working out of Utah.
I know I am, and that's the hard thing. It's like I don't know if it's worth moving to LA yet. I'm filming a short film, so I'm actually doing this show here at the Echo Center for Andrew Lloyd Webber. He's like a musical theater artist. He wrote all the
giant.
As there are the two dances in the show, which is awesome. We were dancing to one of Buenos Aires Evita. We're doing like a tango, and then we're also doing contemporary. So it was fun. Like we're finally on stage again. But after that, I'm filming 2 short films here in Utah to kind of just amp up my acting resume, and IMDb and all that stuff. So then after that, I feel like it's going to be a couple months in High School Musical again. So I'm just kind of weighing my options. I might go back and forth to LA. Not sure yet, but
I think a lot of people have really kind of learned that, that you don't necessarily have to be in LA to work in LA. You're not that far in Utah, but I've seen a lot of dancers move to Atlanta and they come back to LA if they book a job. And they're working out of the Atlanta market as well, or people are just home for now and seeing how this all plays out. So
yeah.
I don't necessarily think now the way everything shifted with work that you
Yeah.
necessarily have to do the big move, like, oh, you have to be in New York, oh, you have to be in LA. I think we've learned some lessons through the past year.
Well, yeah, and then self-tapes too. Like all of the auditions I have are self-tapes. And I'm like, I have a setup at home. It's really nice. I can just do them here. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of, it's kind of crazy. I feel like it's gonna change so much. So everything's virtual. So I'm like, there's no need to waste money. But
No, I honestly, I wouldn't make big moves until, like, I even feel the same way of just like, we're not making any big moves here in LA of like, we were thinking maybe we should move. And I'm like, I just want to see how everything plays out in the fall and see where we go from here and things like that. So,
yeah.
but I'm so excited for you. It's just been such a treat to watch you from afar.
Thank you. I know. I miss you so much. I just, it's so crazy. Like, honestly, I feel like I never did So You Think because it was so long ago, and it just, I miss it. I really do miss So You Think. I miss being on the tour.
I
Oh,
miss
but
our Maggiano's like after
late night
show.
dinner shows, those were the
Dinners.
best. Oh my goodness.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. I am wishing you the best. I can't wait to see the rest of season 2, and we'll keep our eyes open for some of the teases you gave us without giving anything away.
I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Steph.
Thank you.